Prepare to be chilled to the bone as we delve into 5 true crime stories about the most brutal killers. From shocking murders to harrowing acts of violence, these cases will leave you on the edge of your seat. But before we jump into that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more riveting true crime content. Welcome to 5 true crime stories about the most brutal killers. True crime documentary. Bill McGuire. In the tranquil suburbs of New Jersey in the spring of 2004, a seemingly conventional family's dream of settling into their ideal home turned into a nightmare when Bill McGuire, the family patriarch, mysteriously disappeared. But what began as a missing persons case soon unraveled into a chilling tale of betrayal, deceit, and murder. Bill McGuire, a 34-year-old waiter known for his wit and generosity, had married Melanie, a dedicated nurse with a promising career. However, their seemingly idyllic life was marred by Bill's gambling addiction and infidelity. Despite Melanie's efforts to salvage their relationship, she found solace in an affair with Dr. Bradley Miller, a colleague from the reproductive medicine clinic where she worked. As tensions between Melanie and Bill reached a boiling point, they decided to invest in their own property to secure their future. However, their differing views on the location of their new home led to heated arguments, culminating in Bill storming out of their lives for good. Shortly thereafter, gruesome discoveries in Virginia Beach shocked the community. Suitcases containing Bill's dismembered body parts were found by unsuspecting anglers. Suspicion quickly turned to Melanie, especially when evidence began to surface linking her to the crime. She had purchased a firearm and a chlorine solution similar to the one used to dispose of Bill's remains. Phone taps revealed her affair with Dr. Miller, adding another layer of complexity to the case. Despite Melanie's insistence on her innocence, the evidence against her was damning. A thorough investigation uncovered incriminating details, including searches on the family computer for methods of acquiring weapons and untraceable poisons. Furthermore, the plastic bags found with Bill's remains matched those surrendered by Melanie, and traces of human tissue and a bullet shard were discovered in Bill's car. Melanie's trial in 2007 captivated the nation, with the prosecution painting her as a cunning mastermind driven by greed and a desire for a new life with Dr. Miller. Despite arguments from her defense team, the jury found her guilty of murder, and she was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 66 years. Today, Melanie McGuire remains incarcerated, serving her sentence for a crime that shocked the community and forever altered the lives of those involved. Her story serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives. Shamji. In the bustling city of Toronto, a tall figure cloaked in a white gown commands respect and admiration. This figure is a medical professional, a neurosurgeon, whose skillful hands have saved countless lives. You might feel in awe of their expertise and dedication, grateful for their ability to heal. But behind this facade of heroism lies a darker truth. It's hard to imagine that someone who saves lives could also take them away. This neurosurgeon, let's call him Dr. Shamji, is not just a savior, but also a potential threat. Toronto, known for its vibrant energy and diverse population, is home to Dr. Shamji and his family. He lives in North York, a bustling suburb, with his wife Elana and their 3 children. Elana is a successful doctor herself, respected in her field of family medicine. Despite their professional success, their marriage is far from perfect. Behind closed doors, Dr. Shamji's controlling and abusive behavior casts a shadow over their family life. Elana, despite her independence and success, finds herself trapped in a cycle of manipulation and fear. She longs for freedom but is torn by her love for her children and the hope that her husband will change. Their story, though hidden from public view, is fraught with tension and despair. Dr. Shamji's facade of success begins to crack as rumors of his infidelity and volatile behavior spread through their social circle. Meanwhile, Elana struggles to maintain a sense of normalcy for their children, shielding them from the turmoil within their home. But as the abuse escalates, she realizes that she can no longer endure the pain and humiliation. Finally, she gathers the courage to file for divorce, determined to break free from Dr. Shamji's grip. But he refuses to let her go, clinging to his sense of entitlement and control. In a fit of rage and desperation, Dr. Shamji confronts Elana, and their argument turns violent. In a moment of blind fury, he takes her life, leaving her body by a remote riverbank. The discovery of Elana's body shocks the community, exposing the dark reality of domestic abuse and violence. Dr. Shamji is arrested and charged with her murder, his once respected reputation is shattered beyond repair. As the trial unfolds, the full extent of Dr. Shamji's abuse and manipulation is revealed, painting a chilling portrait of a man consumed by power and ego. In the end, justice is served, but the scars left behind by Dr. Shamji's actions will never fully heal. Elana is remembered not only as a skilled physician, but also as a loving mother and a courageous woman who refused to be silenced by fear. And Dr. Shamji, once seen as a pillar of the community, is now condemned to spend the rest of his days behind bars, haunted by the memory of the life he destroyed. Marcos Matsunaga. Marcos Matsunaga's murder sent shockwaves through Brazil, revealing the harrowing details of a seemingly idyllic marriage turned deadly. The events leading to Marcos' demise unfolded in a nightmarish sequence, shattering the facade of marital bliss that Marcos and Elise presented to the world. Marcos Matsunaga was born into a wealthy family with a thriving food manufacturing business. As he grew older, he took control of the family enterprise and successfully expanded its revenue. However, despite his financial success, Marcos never truly enjoyed his wealth. Living in Brazil, a country known for its vibrant culture and natural beauty, Marcos resided with his wife Elise, a decade his junior, in apparent bliss. Before meeting Elise, Marcos had been married and engaged in numerous extramarital affairs. But when he met Elise, he felt a genuine connection and promptly remarried, hoping to find happiness. Elise, coming from a troubled background of poverty and abuse, found solace in Marcos' wealth and attention. Their marriage seemed promising at first, filled with global travels, fine wines, and luxurious living, but beneath the surface their relationship was troubled. Marcos was possessive and controlling, belittling Elise and restricting her freedom. Their tumultuous relationship reached a breaking point one fateful night. After a heated argument, Marcos physically assaulted Elise, prompting her to seek a divorce. In a moment of rage and desperation, Elise reached for a firearm, a tool of protection taught to her by Marcos himself. The gunshot echoed through their opulent home, marking the tragic end of Marcos' life. Upon realizing the gravity of her actions, Elise was consumed by panic. Faced with the prospect of spending the rest of her life behind bars, she made a chilling decision to conceal the crime. Utilizing the hunting knives that Marcos had taught her to use for dismembering boar carcasses, Elise meticulously severed Marcos' body into pieces. The gruesome task of dismemberment was a stark contrast to the lavish lifestyle they once shared. Each cut, each incision served as a macabre attempt to erase the evidence of her crime. In a surreal turn of events, the very tools intended for outdoor pursuits became instruments of death and deception within the confines of their home. Despite her efforts to cover up the murder, Marcos' dismembered remains were eventually discovered. The grisly scene painted a picture of horror, exposing the depth of Elise's deception and the extent of Marcos' tragic fate. As the investigation unfolded, Elise's elaborate facade of being a grieving widow began to unravel. The evidence pointed to a premeditated act, with Elise deliberately planning the killing. Her meticulously crafted lies crumbled under the scrutiny of law enforcement, leading to her arrest and subsequent conviction for Marcos' murder. She was sentenced to nearly 20 years in prison. The aftermath of Marcos' murder left their young daughter orphaned, thrust into the care of Marcos' parents. The once promising future of a wealthy and influential family was shattered by betrayal, violence, and despair. The case of Marcos Matsunaga's murder serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks behind closed doors, even in the most affluent of households. It stands as a cautionary tale of the consequences of unchecked manipulation, abuse, and desperation, leaving an indelible mark on Brazilian society. Terri Jendusa. In the city of Racine, Wisconsin, a mother's love for her children became a tale of survival against unimaginable odds. Terri Jendusa Nicolai's story is one of resilience and determination in the face of extreme danger. Terri's journey began with hope and love, marrying David Larson, a former Marine turned air traffic controller. They shared dreams of a happy family, but soon, David's charming facade gave way to abusive behavior. Terri endured years of violence and control, fearing for her safety and that of her daughters Amanda and Holly. Despite filing for divorce and obtaining a restraining order, Terri's nightmare continued. David's threats loomed over her, escalating to a chilling encounter on the anniversary of their divorce. When Terri went to pick up her daughters from David's home, she was met with violence. David viciously attacked her, leaving her for dead in a sealed trash bin. For over 27 hours, Terri fought to survive in the cold, clinging to the hope of seeing her daughters again. Miraculously, she was found by police, battered and frostbitten, but alive. Terri's bravery in the face of unimaginable terror inspired all who heard her story. Her journey didn't end with survival. Terri faced David in court, reliving her trauma to ensure justice was served. Despite his attempts to deny his crimes, David was sentenced to life in prison, finally bringing Terri and her family the safety and closure they deserved. Through it all, Terri's love for her daughters remained unwavering. Her courage in the darkest of moments serves as a beacon of hope for survivors everywhere, a testament to the power of a mother's love to overcome even the most harrowing of circumstances. Terri's story reminds us of the strength within us all, the resilience to endure, and the power of love to conquer fear. It is a story of survival, justice, and the unbreakable bond between a mother and her children. Silas Boston. The journey began as a promising adventure along the South American coastline, with Chris Farmer, Peter Frampton, and Silas Boston aboard a small sailboat, accompanied by Silas's two sons, Vince and Russell. Initially, the atmosphere was pleasant, as they enjoyed the warm turquoise waters and shared stories of their travels. However, as time passed, Silas's behavior took a dark turn, revealing underlying aggression and volatility. The situation reached a tragic climax when Silas, in a drunken rage, launched a violent attack on Chris and Peter. Despite their attempts to defend themselves, they were overpowered by Silas's brute force. In a horrifying act of brutality, Silas fatally assaulted the couple, leaving them dead on the boat. The murder sent shockwaves through the group, traumatizing Silas's sons, Vince and Russell, who witnessed the horrific events unfold. Desperate to cover up his crimes, Silas manipulated the scene to make it appear as though Chris and Peter's deaths were accidental. He then attempted to dispose of their bodies to avoid detection. However, Chris's sister, Penny, refused to accept the official narrative and launched her own investigation to uncover the truth behind her brother's death. Despite facing numerous obstacles and setbacks, Penny remained determined to seek justice for Chris and Peter, tirelessly pursuing leads and gathering evidence. As tensions between Penny's family and Silas escalated, the pursuit of justice became increasingly fraught with challenges. Despite their relentless efforts, Silas ultimately evaded accountability, passing away before he could be brought to justice for his crimes. The tragic incident left Chris and Peter's families grappling with profound loss and unanswered questions, but they found solace in knowing that they never gave up the fight for truth and justice. Despite the pain and heartache, they remained steadfast in their quest for closure, honoring the memory of Chris and Peter with unwavering determination and resilience. As we come to the end of our journey through these chilling true crime stories, we're reminded of the darkness that lurks in the shadows of society. Thank you for joining us on this harrowing exploration. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more captivating true crime content. Until next time, stay safe and may justice prevail.